Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. This is Martin. I hope everybody's doing well. We are ready for our new live of tonight. Tonight, it's going to be a good night. Tonight, it's going to be a good night. So tonight, we're going to be talking about how to hire your first employee and the things that need to be in place in order to be able to hire a helper or a new employee. These requirements may be different if some of you guys are on a different state. So if you guys are in California, these points are going to be based on California, but everybody can look on their area and see what are the requirements. And we're gonna start with our first point of the night, which is obtain an employer identification number. An EIN is required for tax purposes and is necessary for reporting taxes and other documents to the IRS. You can apply for an EIN through the IRS website, okay? That's point number one, to hire your first employee. The number two is register with the California Employment Development Department, EDD. You'll need to register your business as an employer with the EDD to manage state payroll taxes and unemployment insurance. This can be done online through the EDD's e-service for business portal. Okay, so that's point number two. Number three is set up a payroll system. Establish a system to handle employee compensation, including withholding federal taxes and state taxes, Social Security, and Medicare. Consider using payroll software or services to ensure compliance and accuracy. One of my friends was recommending me a good system. He said Square App or something like that. It's a software that can help with the payroll. If you guys have tried it before, let me know what you guys think of Square App. Okay. Point number four is obtain workers' compensation insurance, right? Workers' comp, everybody, a lot of us, including me too, sometimes we're scared of the workers' compensation insurance. And some of my other contractors, they're saying like there's nothing to be afraid of because it's not really a lot. It's more like the way everybody talks about workers' compensation and that is too expensive and all that stuff. But sometimes if you try it, you can let us know what you think about the workers' comp and how expensive is it for you. Okay, so number five is post required workplace notices. Employers must display certain posters informing employees of their rights under labor laws. This can be obtained from the California Department of Industrial Relations. Okay, so I seen those signs. I think it's some of the rules and some of the minimum wage and all that stuff. So it's good to have post-required workplace notices. Okay. Number six is prepare employee records. Develop a system for maintaining employee records, including job applications, employment offers, IRS form W-4, and performance evaluations. Ensure compliance with record keeping requirements. Okay, so we need to have the records. Hi Raul, hi IES. Let's see. Hi, Jazz Winder, Philly. What's up, G Garcia, Edgar Electric. What's up, Tennessee? Tennessee's ready to hire too. he's ready to hire. We were talking about that on Build. It was really good advice that some of the other contractors were sharing in there. But obviously, the thing is that sometimes for every small business, we need help, and for us, the contractors, sometimes we are trying to do everything. We're pulling wire. We're doing all our electrical work, and on top of that, we're answering the phone of our customers, and we're dealing with different things. So it's hard to do it all by ourselves, and that's why it's important to start thinking about a helper or somebody that has a small business. Maybe someone else can take their place, and that way you have more time to do more things, right? So that's why it's important to have the help, because sometimes I've been pulling wire, and I'm like I'm trying to be on both sides of the of my conduit. So it's a pain, guys. It's a pain just to try to do it by yourself. So it's important to start thinking about getting some help, and for other things for sure too. Okay, so create an employee handbook. While not legally required, an employee handbook outlines your company's policies, procedures. How do you guys say that? Procedures and expectations, helping to establish clear communication with your employees. So the employee handbook is some of the company rules that you want to establish for your employees, and make sure like they work the appropriate clothes and the appropriate steel toe boots or stuff like that, right? Okay, so that's the handbook. And number 8, verify employment eligibility. Complete form the I-9 for each new hire to verify their eligibility to work in the United States. Employers must examine acceptable documents to confirm employees' identifications and employment authorization. Okay, that's number 8. Number 9 is report new hires to the state. California employers are required to report new hires to the new employee registry within 20 days of their start date. This helps in the enforcement of child support obligations. Okay, so you're hiring someone that has the child support. So you guys, I'm not sure how that works. Do you guys know? let me know in the comments. Okay, so yeah, this helps in enforcement of child support obligations. Okay, and number 10, understand wage and hour laws. Familiarize yourself with California's wage and hour laws, including minimum wage requirements, overtime pay, meal and rest breaks, and other labor standards to ensure compliance. So we were talking about some of these topics too on Build. We were talking about a contractor that one of his guys was calling in sick, and I was suggesting that safety is very important. Some of you guys or some of us used to sometimes we don't drink enough water, and on hot days that could be bad for ourselves, or we can get sick. So it's important to take care of ourselves and take care of our employees. If you're planning to hire, it's important to have water for them, and sometimes the safety, the PPE is very important. How sometimes I see a lot of electricians, and I see it's my own opinion, okay? So don't take it personal. They like to work on hot wires and hot stuff, and they think that's really cool, and that they're super brave, and they're like so macho, right? Because they're working on live circuits, And sometimes, my friends, that is not a good idea, because you can get injured or you can fall from a ladder. And it's important, sometimes, and some bosses, they don't care that you work on live staff, but you have to think about yourself. You have to think about your family, and that your family is waiting for you at home. So please, my friends that like to do that, you don't need to impress anybody, because if there is people like me and you're trying to impress me with I work on live wires and stuff like that, I don't get impressed, because I think on safety. So only when it's really, really necessary, I work on hot wires. But important is using your leather gloves. Okay, so don't do that, guys. Okay, because you can get injured, and so that's how sometimes they say, like, a lot of macho electricians, they're already on the ground, right? Because they're trying to be the macho, right? So let's try to keep it safe, my friends, and just take care of yourself and take care of the other people, And sometimes the equipment of the homeowner or the business owner, some of the equipment, if you take a wire out, you can burn their equipment, and you're risking your safety. So please, guys, let's try not to do that. And sometimes when needed, try to use your PPE, your safety glasses. And I think that's the most important thing to keep in mind, right, when you're gonna be working with someone. And the PPE, the glasses, and you try to do your safety meetings if you have your guys, or do the walkthrough when you're showing them how to do the work. Try to acknowledge the risks on sometimes there is trenches open, so make sure that they're aware of that, and try to take your time on doing the work, because sometimes some guys are running and they're trying to get things done really quick, because they're so good, right? But that's sometimes how accidents can happen. Okay, so safety meetings before anything happens, because on one of the companies that I used to work, when we were doing safety meetings, my friends, it was because something already happened. So something already happened, and now we're doing safety meetings when we were supposed to do those meetings before any accident happens. Okay, so let's try to take care of ourselves, and be safe out there, because our work not really anybody can do it, right? Sometimes homeowners or some other guys think they can do it, some handymans, but electricity is hard for the electricians. So imagine how hard it can be for someone else that doesn't know how to do it, and they're just watching a video on YouTube. Okay, so what you guys think? Are you guys hiring? Are you guys do you guys already have employees? What's up? What you guys doing? How was your day? We went really quick on these points. I got a really busy day today, my friends. And if you guys want to hear the story or not, I can tell you guys how today was a nightmare. But hey, tell me about you. What you guys are doing? What is the plan? Are you guys hiring? Edgar Electric, do you have employees? G Garcia, do you have employees? Are you hiring? What's up? What's the plan? Oh, Right Wire, he has like a lot of employees, so he knows what's up. So today, my friends, let me tell you this story. I was replacing two recessed light at an office building, and guess what? I was adding a photo cell for these recessed lights. They were not working before, so I had to add a new photo cell. So what happened is that the two recessed lights I got three recessed lights. So I got one extra just in case that something happened, So I got an extra one, and I tried to to light them up, and everything was ready. I take my photo set, and I was like, okay, they're not working. So the recess lights, they didn't work. They didn't work. So I was like, oh man, what is it? Am I doing something wrong? Am I stupid? What's going on? So, but I was testing power, and I was like, okay, yeah. So everything looked good, and then I opened up the recess lights connections, and I was like, I was getting my voltage. I was getting my voltage. I was like, what is it? What's going on? I was like, man, very frustrated. I was very. I was like thinking, what's going on? What am I missing, right? Because with when something doesn't go your way or something is just not working, you're thinking like, what am I doing wrong? What's going on? What I'm missing? But so what I did, because I was getting the right voltage, I was like, okay, I'm gonna test it with the other recess light, the extra one that I got. Correct. So I went and changed it, the light, and I got the new one. I wired it and everything, and it didn't work either. So I was like, man, what's going on? What's going on? I had to go. I had to go and pick up two other recess cans, and I was like, maybe they're defective, right? But that was like my last option, right? I had to go get two from a different brand, two new recess lights. So I got the two lights, and they work perfect. And I was like, man, unbelievable, right? Two recess lights, defective. They were not working. The voltage was fine, and man, I had to change them, and I was happy at the end. You know because I was questioning myself too much and being hard on myself. Maybe you guys do too. So, but yeah. Sometimes things can happen. So that's why I thought of bringing one extra, because sometimes maybe one can be broken or something. So. But the three recess lights, they didn't work. I got the new ones, plug them in, and they work. So it was good. It was a learning experience, you know. To sometimes just things don't work and they're defective. So what can we do, right? And now, because I throw away the boxes, now I can't return them. So yeah, so that was my day, and. It was a little bit of stress. So, but sometimes things happen. So keep in mind that, guys, don't be too hard on yourselves. Okay. So let's see. Edgar Electric. It's hard to find reliable employees in New York. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard for everybody. And talking about safety, Yassi, heat illness and prevention plan. Yeah, for sure. So sometimes the guys, they don't bring water or they don't bring anything. So sometimes you guys have to like supply them with water to make sure that they stay hydrated on hot days, right? And make sure that they take their breaks, because sometimes they just want to work and get it done and go home. So it's try to take care of them. It's important, because like I said before, an accident happens, you have to like prevent them. So the reason why I'm taking this topic, as you guys obviously know, I'm learning from all these topics, and hopefully for 2025, my friends, Maple Electric is gonna have the first employee. All right, we're gonna have our first employee in 2025. That's what I'm hoping for. So that's why it's important that I learn some of this stuff, right? So how we're gonna hire, and what does it take to hire an employee. And of course, some guys think like maybe just hire a guy that doesn't know anything, a green guy. So and sometimes they want to hire a more experienced guy. What you guys think? Because sometimes some of the guys, they say like they want to hire a guy that is green, so they can teach them their way, and then they're gonna do their things. But sometimes you want a guy that knows how to do some of the work or most of the work, so you don't have to worry about it, right? But sometimes some of us were very picky on like letting someone else do our work, no? Because sometimes our ego is like, nobody's gonna do it as good as me, right? No one is gonna do it. But at some point, we have to let someone else do the work and learn and all that stuff. So, what do you guys think? Renaissance Man, do you have employees? I think Renaissance Man have employees too. Let's see. Altamonte Electric. I like that name. I like Altamonte Electric. Yeah, he probably have employees too. What's your experience? How many employees have you fired? IES electricians. Let's go. You're hiring 2 IES. Are you hiring? Or you already have employees? How was it? How is it working for you? Are they hardworking people? Or they're kind of like taking breaks all the time, smoke breaks, or bathroom breaks, right? Sometimes I remember one of my coworkers. He used to like always go to the bathroom and always going to the bathroom. I was like, man, this guy is always in the bathroom most of the times. Yeah, see, mentorship is great key to develop new employees. Yeah, for sure. For sure. So if you're planning on hiring, it's important that you take the time to mentor the guys and show them what you want from them, right? Because and also to explain to them, right, why you're doing things like that. Because sometimes some of the bosses that I used to have, they were like, hey, just do this, just do that, just do that, and they didn't say like why, right? So you just go do it, but you didn't know what you were doing it for. So it's important to take the time and explain a little bit of the process and how those things work, right? So that is the plan. Hopefully 2025 I'll be hiring my first guy, and I hope everything will be okay. I gotta do just to go quick again. So obtain the employer identification number, register with the California Employment Development Department, the EDD, set up payroll systems, obtain your workers' compensation insurance, and post required workplace notices, prepare employee records, create the employee handbook, which is this one. It's gonna be require a lawyer, or we can just do our own handbook. What you guys think? Verify employment eligibility, of course. Report new hires to the state, and understand wage and hour laws. So we gotta know how much is the minimum wage. All right, and so that is the topic of today: how to hire your employee, guys. Thank you for joining us. And I think we're gonna have a short night because I'm too tired. I worked too hard today, so yeah. But what's the plan? Are you guys hiring? If you guys want to jump into the live, we are ready. And if not, you guys know some of the points that are important to keep in mind when hiring your first employee. Okay, so. Thank you guys. I hope to see you next Friday. I'm trying to get somebody on bookkeeping or on taxes and all of that hard stuff, so I can interview the person and learn a little bit more about taxes, about bookkeeping, and all that stuff that is good for a small business. So hopefully next Friday, if not the Friday, I'll keep searching. I'll keep searching for somebody that knows what's up on taxes, maybe an accountant or bookkeeping person or tax person, so we can interview them and see what we can learn from them. Okay, G Garcia, I'm just an employee trying to learn and be ready for when it comes. For sure, G Garcia, just keep learning, man, and it's good that you're learning now that you're still working for someone else. So that way, when you're ready to take the big jump, you are more prepared than most of us, right? I didn't know anything about business, so my first year was really hard. My first one, I end up owing $15,000 to the IRS. So it was a big hit, guys. So, and I wasn't making really a lot of money, but I ended up paying $15,000 on my first year. So it's important to be prepared about all these things and learn from everybody that it's sharing their knowledge with you. So tomorrow we're going to LA for Rudy. Are you going to LA or no? The meeting for the build. Are you coming? It will be so nice if you're there, man. I want to give you a hug, Rudy, because you're so nice. So hopefully Rudy is there and all the build members that are coming to LA. It's really nice. It's a really nice group of people, really nice group of contractors. So we're gonna meet them there. We're gonna be having dinner, and of course, I'm gonna be learning from all of them and listening to their conversations and how they're conducting their business on their own areas, and maybe some of their tips it may work for my area too. So it's important. Will and everybody says like proximity to smart people, proximity to smart guys, proximity to the person that is already where you want to be in the future, so learn from them and listen to them. So now if I'm with somebody that has experience, a lot of business experience, I'm asking them questions. I'm like trying to learn from them. So and I think that will help, and every small thing helps the business. So it's important, and always try to learn from some other people that is in a good spot, right? That is a successful contractor or successful business owner, because they already been where you are now, so you can learn from them. What's up, Sergio? Sergio is in the class with Steve, electricaltime.com. Remember, guys, Steve need more students, so support your code coach. Okay, Steve is a really great teacher, and he needs more students. So hopefully you guys can join, or at least get some more information. Rudy is there. Visit electricaltime.com. I think he needs to get to 100 students by the end of the year. So if you guys want to learn more on business, I was talking to Luciano, my friend Luciano. He was saying, like, remember, guys, for this we need a business coach and a code coach for the business. Okay, so my code coach is Steve, electricaltime.com. So if you guys have the time and you guys want to learn about the code and how to do things appropriately, the installations, guys, get there. There is three chances to take the class. It's Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursdays. So it's at different times. It's the same class, but if you guys miss one, you can check it on the next day or the next day, right? Because you have 3 opportunities, 4 classes a month for different codes. We deep dive on the codes, so not just for passing an exam, but to learn and understand. Will, what's up, Will? Mr. Energiza CDU. Will wanted to share something, but I think you wanted to share something with our people, right, Will? For the how to hire. I already did my points. It went really quick. I got 10 points on that. So Yeah, if you want to jump in and share your opinion, and I went quick. I went quick. Yeah, because there's boxing tonight. Jake Paul and Mike Tyson. I like boxing, guys. Just in case you guys didn't know, I like boxing. So yeah, I'm a big fan of Canelo. Canelo time. Yeah.
So, are you guys Jake Paul fans or Tyson fans? What's up? I don't see Will. What's up, Will?
How are you?
All good, Will. We were just talking about electricaltime.com, inviting everybody to
Yep,
go study with him. And Rudy is there, and Rudy is obsessed with the code, so he's there like 2 or 3 days.
yep.
So it's really nice to be there with the smart guys like that. So visit electricaltime.com. What's up, Will? What you wanted to share about the hiring thing for 2025?
What I love about what you were mentioning about the hiring, it's when you are in that position to start hiring or when you start thinking about it. So here's the house. So when you are in that position where you're going to start hiring, you want to understand what your success is going to look like. And what I love about that is, remember when you said that also in the group chat, uh, in the community where Cameron was saying, hey, looking to hire someone,
Yes.
right? To hire somebody, either a journeyman or an apprentice, right?
Yeah.
And then so many different people don't know what person to hire, or they come into contracting, or they're looking to, hey, should I hire someone or should I get a new van first, right?
Yes.
So people come up with that decision, and it's like, what's the order of operation? Who should I hire first? Should I get a van? Should I get a new employee? And then when you go to decide if you're going to have a new employee, are you going to have a journeyman or are you going to have an apprentice? But all those decisions, all those thoughts that come into your head, you want to ask, what does success look like for me?
Okay.
And the answer, what are you trying to solve for? So many people want to come in and then they want to speak on the side of, I want to start getting more structure in my business.
Okay.
So they're going to work on the office side of things. So you need a journeyman level experience so they can continue with the workflow. The second may be, I want help during my day to day. So then you go and you start looking for an apprentice to assist you with the work you do day to day. Or let's
Okay.
say I want my van, I want to get my resources in order so that when I hire someone, they have equipment that they need. So if you're going to go down the hiring path, you have to understand, what are you solving for? What type of success do you want? Are you looking to now duplicate yourself so you can start buying back time? Or do you want to work on growing your team as in an apprentice? Or do you want to grow your team with a journeyman? So those are some things to keep in mind. And it's exciting, but at the same time, it's stressful, because if you think about it, so many individuals who come in and they're contracting, they focus so much on their own bread and butter. They're thinking about, how do I keep myself afloat, keep my family afloat? And they don't know how it's going to be like to now have this responsibility of employees. People don't understand how important workers' compensation is as well.
Yeah.
So now you have an employee, now you have workers' compensation, now you have to keep enough work so now you can keep them busy. And then once you have employees, you go down the path of the leadership and making sure everyone's taken care of, and so on and so on.
Yeah. So what would you do? What will be your first step? Let's
So
say
the
your first hire. What would it be, or what was it?
So my first hire, I was fortunate enough. So in the Northeast, it's a little different because we have to get licensed people with you. So in the
Okay.
Northeast, you have a 1-to-1 ratio. So
Okay.
if I hire somebody, I have to have one licensed guy for one apprentice. So I was fortunate enough where I had a few individuals. I had a few individuals who happened to have their license, who was actually working with us. So we were able to grow in that capacity. So I would have two journeymen with us, and then we hired our first apprentice.
Okay.
And then that's how we started growing. So now we have a 6-man crew. We have 4 licensed guys. We have 2 apprentices right now going through their curriculum. And now we had just got the contract where we're working in Louisiana. So now we're looking for some individuals in Louisiana to hold that workforce now.
Okay.
But that's the one where Cameron and I was able to go to Louisiana and we tackled that project, remember?
Yes. Yes.
We were in Louisiana and we went to Mississippi. So that was an exciting opportunity, a nice learning opportunity too.
For sure.
So it just depends on what your focus is primarily. Are you looking to buy back your time? And what are you trying to do? Are you trying to buy back your time so you can focus in the office? So then you need a journeyman because you need to keep doing the work. Remember, hard skill, one of the pillars, right?
Yep.
You want to work this on the soft skills, that's fine. You need someone for your hard skill. And then vice versa. Let's say you want to stay in the field, which is awesome, or you want to hire an office manager, or do you want to hire an apprentice to help you out?
Yeah.
And you have to recognize your next hire is determined on what you're looking to solve. If you're looking to now buy back your time in the field or buy back your time in the office, that will dictate who you're going to hire. But you have to make that decision. You have to know what you're looking for. What are you solving for? That's the underlining truth behind anything. What's the next problem you're solving for? Well, the PBD, whenever you talk to PBD, he goes, Will, what are we solving for today? And you're saying, hey, I want to solve for XYZ. Cool. What's the one roadblock hitting that? Boom, boom, boom. And that's how you process things.
Yeah.
You know, you look at the end and then you just do reverse engineering. You take the steps backwards. You know, so it's pretty exciting when all those things start coming together, you know?
Yeah, for sure. So I'm planning on doing it on 2025. So I think I have enough time to think about it and to prepare, right? To see what I want to do, because sometimes a job, if I'm doing it by myself, well, you know, sometimes it takes longer, you know, and sometimes if you have somebody that is handing you tools, or somebody that helps you just to pull wire, you can get jobs done more quickly and make more money and go to the next job. And sometimes because you're trying to do everything by yourself, you're just taking longer time and not. So yeah.
Exactly. And there's so many ways to preparing for that. Once again, a big thing throughout the US is the different laws that start applying when now you are a contractor. Mm-hmm. You guys start working on, you know, insurance for your guys. You start looking at payroll insurance. You start getting hit with other taxes that you didn't even know existed. You know, so all these things coming into play, and they start coming into play quickly, you know, and then you want to make sure you have the work to suffice for the guys, because the most expensive thing is having a guy on the clock and no work.
Yeah.
That it's like taxi. You know how they have their meters and it goes ta 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 ta. When you have your guys and they don't have work, it's in the back of your head. You're like, every hour that sits, you're paying for that. You're paying for that. So those are all things that you have to keep in mind.
Okay. Hey, Will, so were you scared before hiring your first guy of all the workers' compensation and everything the other contractors tell you, or you were fine?
Well, if you read my ebook, remember when I asked you to proofread it?
Yes.
So in my ebook, I was excited, you know, to hire my first guy, because I don't want something to hold me back, to like fear in that sense. So I jumped in, I took it. Where I felt bad was when I wasn't able to pay my guys. Remember? So I went through a period where I couldn't pay my guys for 3 months.
Wow.
And that was in my first year of business. Mm-hmm. And my worst part about it was my guy still showed up every day to work. He showed up 8 to 4 every day.
Loyalty.
But that's the part. I felt even worse when he showed up on time. And then he's like, we'll get through this together. Yeah. And like the book, it was all about how you freaking, the soft skills. That's what skilled me. You know, I was so focused on doing the work, where I wasn't following up with these invoices. I wasn't following up with the change orders. And that's what slapped me. And that's eventually what put me into the $160,000 in debt.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. When are you gonna release that book?
Right now we're finishing the public string. So right now it's on Amazon. Mm-hmm. We're getting it Barnes and Nobles right now.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. So people can search for it once it's done. All right. Well, it's nice talking to you. Thank you for our dinner tomorrow with a build team on LA. I'm really excited. Lalo is on the way. Luciano is on the way. Moises,
drive down.
Tari Electric is on the way. We're all driving like 5 to 6 hours just to meet with all the build contractors of LA. So I think it's gonna be a really nice meeting. I'm excited. Yeah.
I appreciate you guys. Truly. Love what you're doing, brother.
All right. Thank you, Will. Have a good night.
Be safe, brother.
Thank you, everybody. Good night. So see you next Friday. And like I said, I'm hoping for maybe an accounting or bookkeeping person that I can talk to, so we can learn about the taxes. Okay, that's scary, right? Taxes is scary. So hopefully Friday or next Friday we will see. We get lucky, maybe next Friday. All right.